You ever just feel angry and you're not even sure why? Today at Live on Purpose TV, how to stop feeling angry all the time. I'm Dr. Paul. As human beings, we experience a broad range of emotions, feelings, things that sometimes seem so automatic they just hit us without any particular warning. I get the question all the time, how do I stop being angry so much? Let's take on anger today. Anger is a secondary emotion. That's something maybe you've heard before. What does that mean? If there are primary emotions and secondary emotions, secondary just means that it follows something else, or that it comes as a replacement for something that might be more primary. My experience with anger is that a lot of times we'll experience sadness or frustration or disappointment, some kind of a sense of loss. These things often lead to anger, which replaces that other emotion and gives us something that we can actually wrap our head around. Anger is such an active emotion. You know what to do with anger. Okay? You know what to do with anger. You're gonna react, you're gonna blow up, you're gonna attack someone. Okay? That's active. What are you gonna do with disappointment? See, that hits you internally. It's not as obvious what to do with that. Or sadness or loss. Harder to know what to do with that because it's not such an active emotion. So one of the reasons that we substitute anger is because it's easier to come up with some plan. And it's usually just a reactive, explosive kind of an acting out sort of a thing. So I'm just trying to help establish why it's a secondary emotion and how we use anger to cover up some of the more primary emotions. Obviously, one of the things that we can do if we want to feel less anger or experience less consequences for our anger is to get focused on what those primary emotions are. Get real about that. What is it that's at the source of that anger? And that insight often will help us to reduce the amount of anger that we're experiencing. But I have to give a little warning. It's not fun to connect with those primary emotions. A lot of them are so difficult or painful. There's reasons why we're avoiding it in the first place. So you might need a little help with this one. And please hire a coach, see a therapist, do some personal insight work to get to the bottom of what are those primary emotions that I'm feeling. And that's not something obviously that we're going to handle on this video today. Sometimes you need to consult with someone who can help you to get a little different perspective or to look into what are those primary emotions that I'm feeling. And there's a lot of good self-help books out there and other things that you can do along those lines. But do what you can to connect with the primary emotions. Let's talk about what anger is from a physiological perspective for a moment. Different parts of your brain do different things. And so you've got this division of labor where a part of your brain is designated as, let's just call it the anger center, all right, to simplify it. It's really a collection of structures in your brain, collectively known as the limbic system. Sometimes we refer to it as the fight or flight response, which is naturally built into our brain and into our body to protect us from threat. Some of those threats are not real threats, they're just perceived threats, but it still triggers the same reaction in our brain, which incidentally is a chemical response that prepares our body to fight. Anger could be simplified as the fight version of the fight or flight response. Does that make sense? So your brain is gearing you up to have a fight. There's a lot of things that we can do psychologically to manage that fight or flight response. And probably the main thing that we need to look at is our perceptions. So to start with the perception conversation, let's return to an idea that we've talked about in some other videos, and that is metacognition. That's a $10 word, but all it means, if you break it down, cognition means thinking. Metacognition is a higher level. It's thinking about thinking. Notice that you can do this. As you think about your own thinking, you can start to analyze where the threat is coming from. Usually, it's some form of dialogue or self-talk that's going on inside of our own mind. And we create stories all the time. It's the stories that drive our perceptions and that drive our reactions. So here's a common story that might trigger anger. Just see where this connects with you. Things are not the way they should be. All right, have you heard that story before? Has that one popped into your mind before? It's just a story. It's just a story. Or here's another one. Oh, I'm just so far behind. Okay, that might not trigger anger as much as it might trigger anxiety or desperateness. Still a story. Think about that for just a minute. I'm behind, okay? You've got some project going on, or you've got some life plans, or whatever it is, and you're feeling like you're behind schedule, right? Do you know? Do you know for sure? Like you've got some cosmic connection to the grand calendar of all things. Do you know for sure that you're not on schedule? No, you don't. Well, do you know for sure? Like you've got some cosmic connection to the grand calendar of all things, that you are on schedule? No, you don't. Pick a position. And I'm thinking, pick a position that serves you well. Since you don't know, how about you pick a position that serves you well? Try this for a minute. Just try this. Say to yourself right now, say it out loud if you're in a position where you can do this. Say to yourself, oh, and you have to have a little lilt to your voice. Raise your eyebrows just a little bit, okay? Say to yourself, I'm right on schedule. Just try that. How does that feel? How would it feel if you believed it? If you believed that you're right on schedule. Here's another one. Things are exactly as they should be. And again, notice you don't know whether they are or they're not, but you've got an opinion about that, and your opinion is causing and driving the feelings that you're having, including anger. So notice that you've taken a position already. I have some clients who tell me, oh, but Dr. Paul, I'm just lying to myself. Yes, you are. Knock it off. Realize it's not just that you're pretending that things are right on schedule. You're pretending that things are exactly the way they should be. You're taking that position on purpose because it serves you better. And you don't know. So you got to pick a position. Just notice that you already have. And maybe you are lying to yourself. How do you know things are not the way they should be? That's a position. So let's get real about this in a way that allows us to pick a position that serves us better. As we take that position, we feel differently. And then we can be more authentic about how we really feel, those primary emotions, instead of always covering it up with the anger that is really quite prideful when it comes down to it, because you're insisting that things are not the way that they should be. My feeling is you don't know. You don't know. So notice that you're taking a position about that. That's huge. That's potentially life-changing when you realize that your position about it is what drives your behavior and how you're showing up in the world. Can you stop being angry all the time? Yes, you can. Pick a position that's going to support that for you and for the people around you who love you and are waiting for you to pull this off. Okay, so I've got a little bonus brain hack for you, and I've done this with many clients. It's a bet. What if I were to make a bet with you? Okay, I'm not a betting man, but I like to pretend sometimes. What if we made a bet, and I'm betting you $500 that you can't go 3 days without losing your cool, without becoming angry? Would you take that bet? Now you might be thinking, oh yeah, I got that. I'm going to take Dr. Paul on. I'll take his $500. That'll be easy. All right? So let's say that the bet is on. And that I know a few things about you because we've worked together before and we're friends, right? And so I know that this particular person has been irritating and annoying you, and that's where you're having your anger problems. And I get on my cell phone and I call up that person and I say, hey, because I'm friends with them too, I've got a little bet going on. I'm wondering if you'd like to be in on it. And they're like, I'm interested. What do you got in mind? I said, I'll pay you $100. If you can just get that person to lose their cool, if they can get you to lose your cool, I'll pay you $100. Do you think you could do that? And they're like, oh yeah, that would be totally easy. I know exactly what to do. Oh really? What would you do? And they tell me and I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally gonna work. Oh, you wouldn't. You would? Oh, man. This is going to be easy now. Thank you. And I hang up. Now who's going to win the bet? Okay, so that's not fair, right? But think about what happens. They are working their hardest to get you to lose your cool. Why? Because they get $100 from me. Where am I going to get that $100? Oh, yeah, I got a bet with you. So you lose your cool. You pay me $500, I turn around and give them $100, put $400 in my own pocket, everybody's happy. Except for you. The only person in the whole equation who has any control over whether you get angry or not. If you knew that I put them up to it, would that change it for you? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, think about that. It's just a little brain hack that might help you to take a little higher level of control over your own response. Hopefully you're feeling better after that. I hope that those ideas help. There's other ideas that hopefully will help people that you love and care about. Consider sharing Live on Purpose TV. Glad you're here.